Unbiased Trades here, and today my video is on why day trading is easy. Yes, this is a small bit of a clickbaity title. I will be taking you over why I think it is easy, but it's not what everyone thinks is easy, in my opinion. So let's just get into it and stop wasting your time. So, easy doesn't mean it doesn't take time and effort. I think a lot of people think getting into day trading is gonna change their life in a year, a couple months, even two maybe. I think that is a really bad way to look at it. I think if you think about any other career, if you want to become any other really well paid career, such as a doctor, a lawyer, going into like even accounting or like anything like that, it takes a good amount of years. It takes 4 years at uni, 3 years at uni, then like a couple years experience on the job. You may even have to take more exams. And I think the main difference between day trading and a career like that is that in a career like that, you have a kind of certainty that if you pass the exam, you should be able to get the job easier, and then you can keep on moving up and things like that, right? But in day trading, it's all about yourself. If you can't keep yourself to discipline and future things like that, you won't be able to make progress. So it's very, uncertain. But if you put in the time, you can help your confidence and become more certain that day trading, will actually work out for you. But let's remember, I think a good timeline for day trading anyway, what I set myself to is 4 to 5 years. I think if I can accomplish it in that amount of time, obviously I'm not going to be a master or anything at the end of that, but if I can be like really consistently profitable, have a good amount of capital to trade with, all those kind of things, then I will feel very content. Or at least happy with my progress over those years. But if it takes longer or less, then I'm fine with it. But that's just kind of how it goes with anything, life is not certain. So next is trading is like a lot of other professions. It doesn't happen overnight. Pretty much the point I was going over is that it does take a lot of time and effort um, to progress in trading, just like any other profession. You're gonna have to spend nights studying. Studying charts always sounds so funny to me, but like studying charts, going over your statistics, noting down statistics about trading, working out like what's causing an issue for you, working out what you're good at, all those kind of things. And it just takes a lot of time, to be honest. I don't think they're the hardest things to do. It just you can't do them until you've done, a couple months to even a year of doing it to really see those big things that you can notice. But yeah, like you just have to be content with the idea that it doesn't happen quickly. I know I wasn't. Like I'm in my just about like second year of trading, and when I first started, I thought it was going to happen a lot quicker. Um, I now think I know less than I know when I started. When I started, I thought I knew so much. I thought oh, I know all this, it's so easy and all that kind of stuff, the classic things. And now I know more than I do at the beginning, but now I know how much less I know in the whole space of trading. Like there's so many other things I could learn, so many things I don't know yet, so many things that I need to understand. So it's just it's a very humbling thing. I think that comes with any profession. Over time, you know that you actually don't know as much as you thought you knew. So yeah. Next point is it takes a lot of elements to make it work. Trading is all about um, elements. In my head, I think it's all about elements. You need every element to be working together. Otherwise, your trading will suffer to some degree. Sometimes it will suffer a lot more for certain elements. Like, excuse me, sorry. If you can't handle risk, if you can't handle risk or you don't know how at the moment, that's going to be a huge thing for your trading. That I think, in my opinion, that is a very, very important element. If you don't have risk management, then it doesn't matter. If you have a 90% win rate, if you have a 90% win rate, but you can't manage your losers, then you can actually just lose all your money from your winners. So yeah, it's all about elements and putting them all in and getting them to a good enough degree where you're disciplined in them, you have them like understood to some extent. You'll never fully understand them, but like to a very good extent. And then when they all start working, you'll be able to notice that, oh wow, this is like actually how you trade and how you consistently over time compound your money pretty much. It's I kind of look at it as like, it is compounding your money, but it's um how would you say this? It's like you're watching yourself do long-term investing, but like at a crazy rate. I don't know if that really makes sense. I think maybe for some people to understand that, but like you're every day you're not trying to make a ton of money, you're not trying to not lose or anything like that. It's totally fine to have a red day. It's just about managing that red day to not be a huge red day, and for those winners to, yes, you can have bigger winners, but as long as you have 2 to 3 R on those winners, then you'll do great. You'll do amazing, and it's just about making all those elements work. Next point brings me in very well. It takes a lot of discipline. Discipline's pretty much the core of trading, I'd say. It's something I definitely am not the best at. I'm, it's a. I used to think I was super disciplined. I go to the gym and I'm able to get all my uni work done. I do good in my exams, but when you're just sitting there and it's just you making split-second decisions, um, discipline is tested. You definitely mess up a lot, and especially when it comes to money. If you don't have a stable, income supporting you or anything like that, money will really take control of your emotions. It will hurt your emotions and it will make your emotions even stronger. So you have to be disciplined, and I think it's totally fine to realize you're not disciplined. It's if you're not super disciplined, I don't think that makes you actually like you can't become a good trader. I think discipline is learned over time and you get better with it with the more confident you are in your trading. And though the things you can implement is, I really believe in Brian Lee's way of doing it, is that you implement systems. You implement systems to where you know what your emotions can cause, the damage they can cause, or whatever the issue is, and you implement a system to, prevent it to as much of a degree as you can. If you know sometimes you just let losers way too big, then set a max loss on the day and don't change it. But the discipline comes in to not changing it. If you can't even control that, like I've had periods where I haven't been able to control that, it will still hurt you. And over time, the hurt will, I guess, be more than the sense of, oh, I can just move my max loss. I'll make it back. It's totally fine. And it's like really hard because at the time when I moved my max loss, I had a win rate of like 70%, 70, 80%. So I knew if I moved it, I probably could make it back. And a lot of the times I did. But then sometimes I didn't, and I made a way too big of a hole for myself, and that caused even more issues. So it's all those kind of things that you think are so easy. You think, oh, set a max loss, boom, done. But in those days, you get heated up. There's no one watching over you, unless you're at a prop firm or something. There's no one watching over you. No one's being like, you can't do that right now. It's all in your head and in the confidence to know that, hey, I'm fine with being down this much money today. And it takes a long time to get used to. I think people don't really understand that idea. They when you're new to trading and it's not something you're really trying to pursue, oh, you're fine taking a loss because you're like, oh, whatever, I'll put more money in, or oh, I don't care about trading anymore, or oh, it's stupid, it's rigged, all those kind of things, right? You can just dismiss it. But when you're actually trying to take it serious, those are just only from your mistakes. The only person causing those mistakes is you. There's nothing else, and it's very hard to deal with. So I totally sympathize with anyone struggling with discipline. I know I do. So yeah, but I think this is like a good video to watch to get yourself in the right mindset, to remember that these things are normal and okay, but you need to be taking action upon them and treating them seriously. Lastly, I want to talk about confidence and self-inspection. I think this is probably another big thing about trading that people don't expect. I didn't expect it either, to be honest. Um, Confidence kind of makes sense, right? The more confident you are in your strategy, the more stat tracking you've done, the more confident you'll be when you're trading. Because as I've done more stat tracking for all my setups, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, if it has SSR, that is probably going to make me lose, and I've seen that so many times. I've noted it down so many times. I've put it in my Excel sheet. So when I see something with SSR on and it does match my setup, I'm like, no, I won't trade it. Sometimes I do have to adapt and sometimes I can trade it, but Most of the time, I know my general thought process will be that doesn't look good. Is there something better? Is there other things that I'd want to trade more than that because I don't like that? And those are really important things, you know. Before, I would have seen something with SSR on and be like, well, it's perfect for my setup. It just has SSR on. How bad can it get? And it's not even that like SSR on. If you're wondering what SSR is, it's a short selling restriction. Um, if you don't know what that means, then just Google it. It's not too complex, but basically, if that was on before and I hadn't done all this stat tracking, I would think, well, it's a perfect setup. It matches every one of my criteria. It looks really good. I can just short it here and boom, like it will go down. The difference with SSR on for me is the trapping is it happens so much more. You can just get trapped so many times on SSR on, okay? Sometimes it will trap you all day, sometimes it will work and actually break down. But if you've messed up 3 times already, even your best 1 to 3 trade will only recover your losses and you'll still be minus because of commissions. So there's all those kind of things where you have to realize, well, okay, overall, it may work, but I don't think I can make it work like quick enough, or I don't know if I can be patient enough for the perfect entry, or I don't know where the perfect entry is. All those kind of things. It really makes a huge difference. And then lastly, it's self-inspection. Trading will teach you so much about yourself. It has been so amazing for me to be able to see all these things that I'm bad at, and I never knew I was bad at them. Like I never knew I was bad at discipline when like it was just me and something. Because I can sit down and revise for a good hour or two, and there's no issue with that. But it's really when it's my emotions can really take control of me, and sometimes that can cause really big issues that I never expected because normally I'm never put in so much of a stressful situation, or I am stressed enough to where my emotions actually take control of me. So I think you'll learn so much about yourself day trading, and I think that is a valuable thing anyway. If you come out of day trading and realize you actually hate it or you don't like it, that at least you'll learn something about yourself. I think that is an amazing thing. Um, and I don't think many other careers really teach you this much about yourself. They obviously do. I bet there are still some, but I think this one really does as well. Lastly, I would just want to take you over a trade I did recently and like how some of these elements play into it. So this was GNFT. It was a bad quarter setup for me. So I was looking to short it, but I saw in the morning the volume was stupid low, way too low. Like this is just too low for me. I don't want to be trading on that. The volume started to ramp up, and normally if volume starts to ramp up, I'm only looking for pre-market highs. I don't enter at VWAP or anything like that because it's normally a sign it's gonna pop. And okay, it didn't reach pre-market highs. Pre-market highs was over here. I was kind of annoyed. I was like, God damn it, okay. I have to be patient. I have to wait. So I waited. I waited all the way down. I saw it break VWAP. I saw it break 72 EMA and the 20 MA, and I was like, okay, this is looking weak now. I actually want to short this. And then it broke the 200 MA as well. And I was like, this is beautiful. I have been patient all this way up, all this way down, and now I know it's looking very weak here. I think I could still get a good 10 cent, maybe even 20. So I entered perfectly on the 200 MA, risking just above this kind of high. And then I realized, well, I could actually make that stop way shorter after it instantly rejected. So I moved it down, made it a bit tighter, and then I got like 1 to 3R or 1 to 2R. And it was just an amazing trade. I was really happy with it, but it really shows that like if you are disciplined and you wait and you just look for that better entry, normally you will trade 100 times better than what you would normally. Before, I would be shorting here, I would be trying to short here. I don't know if I would have got chopped up here or whatever, but like this time I actually waited and I wasn't scared that, hey, look, it's moved all this way down, it's not going to move anymore. I looked for the signs where it proved to me that, yeah, it probably has a bit more way to move and I can just catch the small bit. It doesn't mean I have to catch all this every single time. It's fine. So I hope you take away all the points in this video. I think they're really useful, and I really hope if you are learning to day trade, you just take it seriously. Realize it isn't going to happen overnight. It may not even happen in a year, and I know that sounds really horrible that it's going to take you so much time, but Um, it's just something you have to be content with in life. Things do take a really long time, so it's how it is. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to watch me trade live on. I won't be trading next week, but after that, after Christmas, I will be trading live every day. You can watch my previous one and just like, sub, follow me on Twitter if you want, and that's about it. Thank you for watching.